So, something pretty wild just happened. A memo leaked from inside OpenAI is sending absolute shockwaves through the entire tech world. And it says that the company that basically started this whole AI revolution, the undisputed king, is now in a full blown code red crisis.
So in this explainer, we're going to break it all down. First, we'll look at the shockwave this memo created. Then, how the hunter became the hunted in this just stunning role reversal. We're going to peek inside OpenAI's panic room, see who the competitors are that put them there, and then check out their pretty risky counterattack. And, most important of all, what does any of this mean for you?
All right, let's dive right in. It all starts with this emergency memo. Now look, a code red isn't just some casual phrase. This is the big one. It's the highest possible alert, a signal that you're facing a genuine existential threat. And for this to come from Sam Altman, the CEO of a company that honestly seemed completely untouchable until now, this is a huge deal.
It just begs the question that, everybody's asking. How on earth did the pioneer, the company that set the pace for everyone else, end up on the defensive? To get that, we've got to rewind a little bit.
The backstory for this whole crisis is, it's straight out of a movie. This isn't just a business problem. It is a story about a massive reversal of fortune. Just think about how wild this is. A couple of years ago, 2022, it was Google calling a code red because ChatGPT looked like it could just completely destroy their search business. Now, fast forward to today, and the roles are totally flipped. It's OpenAI sounding the alarm because Google's Gemini 3 hasn't just caught up. In a lot of ways, it's actually pulled ahead. And really, that's the bottom line. It's as simple as that. The hunter has officially become the hunted. The entire power dynamic in the AI world has just been turned completely on its head. So, what does a code red actually look like inside OpenAI's headquarters? Well, it means an immediate, drastic, almost violent shift in what the entire company is focused on. Right away, projects that were promising and probably going to make a ton of money are being put on ice. We're talking about things like AI shopping assistants, personalized healthcare agents, even a news tool they were building called Pulse. And look, these were not small side projects. These were supposed to be the future of their business. And all that brain power, all those resources, are now being funneled into one single mission. Fix the main thing. Make ChatGPT faster, make it more reliable, more personal, and, above everything else, make it better than Google's Gemini 3. Let's be really clear here. This is not some carefully planned strategic pivot that they've been working on for months. No way. This is an all-hands-on deck, drop everything, emergency response. This is exactly what panic mode looks like at the highest levels of the tech industry. So who exactly is causing all this chaos? Well, for the first time ever, OpenAI is up against competitors who aren't just trailing behind them anymore. In some really key areas, they're actually leading the pack now. You can really see the problem when you just look at the scoreboard. Google's Gemini 3 is now topping the public tests on reasoning, and it's often ahead when it comes to coding. And it's not just Google. Anthropic's Claude is incredibly competitive, so much so that a lot of developers are starting to prefer it. So yeah, ChatGPT was the original, but the public's perception is changing, and it's changing fast. And this is the smoking gun, right from the memo itself. When a CEO like Sam Altman starts using phrases like quite severe evaluations and temporary economic challenges, let me translate that corporate speak for you. It means we're losing the public perception war, and it's starting to cost us real customers and real money. Okay, so your back is against the wall, the competition is breathing down your neck. What's OpenAI's game plan to fight their way out of this? Well, it's a bold move and honestly a very risky bet. Their answer is to go on offense. Altman announced a plan to release a brand new model, one that's focused on something called simulated reasoning, basically teaching the AI to think through complicated problems better. And the crazy part? They want to do it fast, like maybe as soon as next week. And this is a really important but. We need to pay super close attention to the words here. The memo says this new model is already beating Gemini 3. But then you see this very specific, very careful phrase, in some internal tests. And that right there is the billion-dollar question, isn't it? Is that phrase a sign of real confidence, a little hint that they have a secret weapon ready to go? Or is it a sign of desperation, a carefully worded sentence to rally the employees and calm down investors while they're scrambling behind the scenes to finish something that might not be ready? The answer to that is going to define their whole future.
So, after all of this high-stakes corporate drama, what's the bottom line? How does any of this actually affect you, the person who's just trying to use these AI tools every day?
Well, the good news is this crisis could actually make ChatGPT a lot better. With the whole company now laser-focused on this one core product, we should start to see faster responses, more reliable service, and just more useful answers. This intense competition is forcing them to up their game, and that's a win for all of us.
The bad news, of course, is the trade-off. All those really cool, futuristic features that we were hearing about, the AI shopping helpers and personal healthcare tools, well, they're on the back burner now. The big, broad AI revolution just got narrowed way down to a fight over who has the best chatbot. Which leaves us with the ultimate question. Is this Code Red moment a brilliant move, a crisis that's going to refocus the company and lead to their next great breakthrough? Or are we watching the moment the king officially lost its crown, the beginning of the end for OpenAI's dominance? Only time is going to tell, but one thing is for sure, the AI wars just got very, very real.